everyone, and welcome to Make Us a Double podcast. I'm Lucy Jane.
And I'm Louise Marie. With our show, literally nothing is off the table.
We talk sex, divorce, motherhood,
And sisterhood.
but not forgetting friendships, relationships, hardships,
And even situationships. This gives us the platform to be real, authentic, and most importantly, raw. So expect lots of laughs, some tears, and a whole lot of love.
We hope you enjoy and just get involved.
So, Louise, are you nervous?
Why?
I've got a big question for you.
Oh my God, go on.
Is it coming home?
Yes! It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming.
Louise!
It's coming home.
So for all
Oh,
of
yeah!
you that are listening on a Monday morning,
Yes.
did it come home?
Didn't come home. We don't know yet.
I'm nervous.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Hello, everybody.
So, welcome back to the podcast where this is actually kind of, I guess, the iconic podcast.
I know,
really,
it
because
is.
We're recording this now and England have made it through to the final.
Woo!
Exactly. So if you're listening to this on a Monday,
What happened?
what happened? Yeah.
So, Louise, come on. What are you saying? Final score?
I don't know.
England's
Italy.
final.
Oh.
What are you saying?
I don't know. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be...
Come on, 3, 2.
It could potentially
one.
go to penalties.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Because
So
Italy
a
is a
draw.
good team. Yeah.
What are you saying? 0-0? 1-1?
Yeah, it's going to be a draw of some sort.
Well, come on.
1-1.
All right.
1-1,
okay.
yeah. But I think it could go to penalties. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But I could be so wrong. Are we celebrating or commiserating? Do you know what I mean?
We're celebrating. But if we're not celebrating,
Yeah.
we're here to cheer you up.
We are here to cheer
We
you
are
up.
here to pick up the
To
mood.
cheer you up. Yes. So I've got a question for you.
Oh, okay, that backfired.
I know, exactly. Question for me, question for you.
Come on then.
So mine is not about football and not about his coming home. But I need to know who you was kissing the other day.
What?
Yeah. What? She had no idea I was going to ask her this, by the way.
Pass.
Okay, because it was National Kissing Day. I don't know if you saw the other day.
I did see the other day. Yeah.
And my Instagram was literally full of hashtag National Kissing Day. Try and say that actually, that's a tongue twister.
Hashtag National Kissing Day.
And all these couples were like, you know,
Tongues down each
yeah,
other's
tongues down
throats.
each other's throat. Oh, do you
different
know
day.
what? So I am there scrolling through my Instagram thinking, where was the
In
person I
line.
was supposed to kiss then?
Well, that was a good one.
Oh God! But do you think though, all these people that are like, you know, rightly so, because if when I'm with somebody, it's literally going to be everyone's going to know about it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, do you think that people take it for granted, or do people take it for granted when you are in a relationship that you do have
That person to kiss all the time?
Yeah.
I do. If you're asking me that question, I think people take for granted their relationships a lot because it's so easy every day to just think about the naggy, boring day-to-day things that, one, you forget to tell each other that you actually love each other.
Yeah.
Not routine habit. Love you, bye.
Yeah,
That's not lovely.
that's a very thrown about word, isn't it?
It is,
Love
yeah.
you, bye. Okay, love you. But when do you actually sort of say, do you know what? I love you.
Or thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, a thank you for supporting me in something. I definitely
Do you feel
think,
personally that you took your previous relationships for granted?
That's a very good question. No. And the reason I say no is because I think I'm a very grateful person.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I would say I'm all the time kind of thanking people.
Yeah.
I'm all the time like
Oh, God,
living
yeah.
in the moment. So if
Yeah.
something's good, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm never like breezing over it, taking it for granted,
Oh,
and
no.
then
Yeah.
reflect and thinking, oh my God, but I had it so good.
We're both the same. We're like, oh my God, I had such a good day.
I know,
And then you really absorb it, don't you? Yeah.
But then maybe there are little things I took for granted. Like, so now I'll tell you something that I really, really miss. Something really silly that probably
Simple.
everyone thinks of a relationship. Is that really what you miss? But I miss eating with someone.
Yeah.
And when I say someone, I eat with my children.
Yeah, no, but the adult.
Fish
like,
fingers,
yeah.
chips and beans, ain't cutting it.
I used to have that.
I'm talking about phonics.
We used to get that at high school, didn't we, in the canteen?
Potato waffle.
Yeah.
You know, and talking about somebody picking their nose in class. Do you know what I mean? It's just, that's not convo, is it?
No, I know. So you missed that time like that.
Yeah, that time where you'd sit up the table, or if you're having a lazy Friday with a film, something on the sofa. And that talk about, sometimes it's about nothing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's about really big decisions.
Yeah.
And you get to do that with someone.
Yeah, I love that.
So I think those things.
The little things.
I don't want to say I took them for granted, because I'd like to think that I valued them at the time.
Yeah.
But I missed them. So that's a slightly different answer, I suppose. What about you?
Oh, did I take my previous relationships for granted? Same as you, no.
We're so alike, aren't we?
Because I was lapping it up when it was the first few years when it was good.
Yeah.
I was lapping it up. And,
you had it all, didn't you?
And, you know, my situation was probably different to the normal of when you were actually in a relationship with somebody.
Yes.
It was not
there were a few barriers. There were a few barriers.
Yeah,
first,
it wasn't. It wasn't very plain sailing.
Yeah.
But I felt for me that I would, you know, I was very, very forgiving, very forgiving.
Yeah.
And I just appreciated every moment that
you did.
Yeah. So
I personally, if I had to answer that question for you, I would sit here and say, no, you never took nothing for granted, because you just, you love life, you absorb each moment.
Yeah.
When someone does something nice for you, you don't even have to say thank you, because I can tell by your face how excited you're, like a child.
Yeah, exactly.
So
100%. So you're right what you say. The things I definitely miss would 100% be that company of always having somebody to do stuff with. Not only going to the cinema or just just sitting watching TV, but just what should we do tonight? Should we go out for drinks? Come on, let's go out. Or do you know what I mean? That kind of the stuff that you would do with your best mates, the stuff that we would do. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Always having that person, and you always having somebody to do stuff with.
It is a best mate, isn't it?
Yeah,
really,
that's exactly what it is, and that I think is what we both eventually want to end up with somebody. I mean, I know me and you are best mates, but you equally want
can't really marry you,
can't
Louise,
really marry. Well, it's coming. It's getting to that point. It's getting that way. But you kind of want that person that is sort of in line with that, with your best mate.
You're talking about, with a relationship, what we'd want from it is a best mate. I actually Googled what is a relationship.
Oh, really?
The actual definition of a relationship, just because you know how my mind goes a bit crazy.
Let's go.
And I Google if you guys could see my Google history.
I wouldn't want to. I would want to.
It's just
this page is blocked.
Yeah. Oh. No. All right, so do you want me to
go on?
Tell you?
Shock me. It's probably something ridiculous. Go on.
It's quite simple. It's like a one-liner.
Okay.
So a relationship is the way in which two or more people are connected.
Two or more people.
So your favourite word being connection.
Connection.
It's all about the connection.
It's all about the connection.
So two or more. Yeah, because everyone's so black and white all the time that a relationship is two people. Yeah. Relationship isn't always two people. And I think the reason Google covered that as well is because we're talking about a marital relationship, or not even being married, but a loving a loving relationship. Yeah. But relationship has so many different levels.
Yeah, it does.
Whether it be a tenant and a landlord, whether it be a husband and a wife. Do you know what I mean? So
that's right. Because like you say, there's relationships within friendships. There is, so that does go quite deeper.
Even in relationships, we both know relationships where there are more than two people involved.
Oh, 100%.
So
I know.
Opening your mind a little bit.
I know almost loving relationships, as in marital relationships that also have a third person in.
Exactly.
As still within the relationship. Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, we do know
it's almost a bit old-fashioned, back in the day, and King had lots of women. And
what, King Henry VIII, divorced, beheaded, died, isn't it? Divorced, beheaded, survived. I don't know, that's how I remember. Yeah.
No one's surviving me if they have another woman.
I'll probably get beheaded now, me. So we obviously all know these, couples that we both know. Mm-hmm. that, you know, have got good relationships and not so good relationships.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we definitely know the ones that have stood the test of time.
Oh, I know.
You know, the ones that have been, I mean, like our parents that have been together a long time, and just our friends that we know who have been together a long time.
What? That is all anyone wants.
Of course
isn't
it is,
from a
yeah.
relationship?
Longevity. Is that the right word?
That is, yeah.
Longevity.
Longevity.
But I just think, what makes it work?
Well, there are actually 5 biggies, Louise.
But do they even know these 5 biggies? I'd like to know, if you're listening to this and you're in a loving relationship you've been, you know, together for years. I'm not talking like 1 year, 2 year, I mean years.
Not able to just list them because they've probably not ever thought about it. But they've worked these issues out. The older people that I know who have been in relationships years and years and years, that's not always been plain sailing.
No, it's hard work,
and they've had to work out how to be with each other, how to listen to each other, what silences might mean.
And each other's ways, like, do you know what I mean?
And what's worth arguing about.
Yes,
and all those things. But there are supposedly 5 biggies.
Right, okay, go on then.
Do you want to hear what the 5 big ones are?
Yeah.
So we'll start with number 1, right? So for a healthy, long-lasting relationship,
do I need to get my notebook out?
No, because you'd smash all 5 of these.
I say all 4. Excuse me. Watch.
All 5. So
right. Okay. Let's go.
Number 1, communication.
Oh, easy.
Yeah,
that's easy.
But
yeah.
we are good communicators.
We're good communicators. Yeah. And this is the thing.
But
some people say to me, "Oh, Louise, you're quite a direct person," and I'm like, well,
but not with those that you love.
I'm very honest. And I come across people that say, "Oh, honesty. I'd like a girl to be honest." I don't know if you really do.
No, because then as soon as you are honest, they don't like it.
I don't know if you really do. And it's not that I'm honest in a horrible way.
But you think communication is key, because if there is an issue with something, there's no point harbouring it up.
No.
But you've got to have communication, not just to get that issue across, but it's the way you do it.
It's the way you do it, yeah.
Go about it wrong, and you can easily end a perfectly good relationship.
Of course you can. But equally at the same time, you've got to allow the other person to communicate.
You have.
So if you are, you know, given somebody an opinion of yours, equally you have got to listen to what they've got to say.
Yeah. And do you know what? I can probably take my hat off. No, what's the saying?
What are you trying to say?
Look, I'm just not going to do a saying.
No, don't. You always get it wrong.
I'm going to get loads of DMs about that comment.
You get it wrong.
But I know that I can be quite a closed book sometimes.
Yeah.
So allowing other people to communicate is really important.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
So number 2.
Okay.
You know this one. RESPECT.
Find out what it means to me. Aretha in the building.
Exactly.
So respect.
Respect.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You have to respect your partner, don't you?
Yeah, but I do find
and you have to have self-respect.
Oh, without there will be no relationship without self-respect.
And the amount of, and I have to say, it's not more women. It's both. The amount of people that I know, now we're having this conversation, that are literally in the front of my mind right now, that they don't value themselves.
I know. And
I'm not saying you need to walk around with a big head.
No.
And think that you're better than anyone else. But know your worth to yourself, to your family, to your friends.
Stay true to who you are, believe me. And I've got to say this, like, that's one thing I feel that me and you have both cracked.
So, you know, there's one lady, and you know her, and she probably wouldn't even mind if I said her name, but I'm not going to, because I haven't got her permission and I haven't preempted this.
No, yeah.
But there's one lady, and she's into her, you know, 3rd, 4th wedding, and she genuinely did not believe that she deserved somebody nice.
What?
I know.
Why?
Mainly because of the way she's been treated over the years.
I was now going to say her previous relationships made her feel like unworthy and not good enough.
Absolutely. And she just, in the end, felt like she couldn't hold down a good guy. So she always went for the bad guys.
Yeah. And there we are, that's the cycle going around, isn't it?
With a hell of a lot of support from her friends and people that love her, she is holding down what I'd like to honestly say, touch wood, is now her lifelong relationship.
Oh wow, that's
it's really nice.
How good is that coming to the end? That's really good.
Really nice.
I do, I mean, that's another element.
That's down to not just respect for her partner,
Yeah,
but mainly
yeah,
self-respect.
respect for herself. But I definitely know on the flip side of that, people that are in relationships where there's zero respect.
Yeah, I do.
Zero respect.
Yeah.
And I sit on the outside and I think,
How?
what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, how does...
I'm not saying that I'm a tough cookie, but I think to myself, I wouldn't let that be happening. And not because I guess we've always got something to say.
Yeah.
It's just having that level of self-respect for yourself. Like, I'm not going to let you treat me like that.
And it's one of those things...
Because I think more of myself.
They do it once.
Yeah.
And this, do you know, someone, I might have even said this on the podcast before, I'm probably repeating myself. Someone once said to me that you set the standards.
Yeah.
So if you let them talk to you in that manner, one way, or you know, God forbid, abuse you mentally, physically, whatever abuse it might be, or he, once you allow them to do that, what you're doing is saying to them, that's okay to treat me like that, because my standards are there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I do think you need to go into a relationship with that standard.
But that leads on to number 3.
Okay, let's go.
Boundaries.
Oh, yeah, exactly what I just said. You go into a relationship and you set the standard, you set the bar, you set the, like you say, the boundaries.
There are boundaries within a marriage, within a relationship, within dating, within...
And I get there's give and take, you know, boundaries get stretched and things like that. I get it.
And as the relationship goes on, you learn what those
boundaries
boundaries are.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You might cross the boundaries sometimes.
Of course.
You talk about it.
But that's all about learning about each other.
Yeah.
Like, the perfect example is when you move in with somebody, right? I mean, I've never lived with a guy before, and I know you have previously, but I know the first thing that people always say is, oh my God, like, living with them is so completely different to kind of, you know, because you have to learn about each other.
Absolutely,
And again, the boundaries change a little bit more.
And you know what? In a relationship, there are things that you'd think would never wind you up in a million years, right? Because you love this person and you do anything for them and whatever. And then they leave their shoes in the same place every day. And it winds you up.
Yeah.
And it's a pair of shoes. And now I'm on the other side. It's like...
It's a pair of shoes.
It's right.
I did. This microphone's broken anyway, so it doesn't mind a little bit of saliva.
Why are we bothered about it?
Yeah.
Set your boundaries.
Yeah,
get over it. And do you know what? Don't set them too high because it's silly, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So. I was going to say. So
live and
the
learn.
boundaries stretch when you kind of live with someone. You know, then you sort of. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. No, that's a good one.
Number 4, you'll love.
Good one.
It's a really, really big one for everybody. Trust.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a lifelong relationship.
But again...
And sometimes you have to earn it back, or sometimes you might just have to let yourself go. And some people are really insecure, aren't they? Very, very insecure. But you have to learn to trust one another.
Do you feel trust is earned, or do you start off with an even keel? When you meet someone, do you start off with it? Because I believe...
I only think trust is earned if you've broken it at some point, and then you may just have to earn it.
Because I personally believe when you meet somebody and when you're dating somebody...
But it's not earned at the beginning,
No,
you
have to start off on an even keel, because you don't know each other, so you don't know what their trust is like, you don't know what their respect or whatever is like.
If you're going into the relationship without giving them that trust... It's going nowhere.
Exactly.
It's going nowhere. You've got to open that door, and it's horrible. We have to let the guard down.
Yeah, we have to be vulnerable, and that is difficult, isn't it?
And if we can do that, anyone can do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
we can do that, and I know I can do that.
If you're already treating them like you can't trust them, that's horrible. I would hate to be treated like that.
So would I. I was now going to say, I'd be like, okay, you don't trust me.
And I haven't done anything.
I haven't done anything to make you feel like that. Yeah. So you're right. I think that I completely agree with you. It has to be set on an even keel to start with until somebody gives you reason to not trust them. But you shouldn't have that in your head. If you've got them issues in your head already, then I think you need to work on that.
And the 5th one is my personal favourite.
Listening.
No, similar.
Is that not one?
Well, it comes under this one, I think, and that's support.
Support, yeah.
Because that's something that when I was 22 and I went into my most recent relationship, I didn't even think about that. And I'm very much you don't need to support me, thanks, you know, I've got this.
Yeah.
And actually, everybody needs some support in one way or another, whether it be physical, mental, whatever it is that you need support in.
You need someone who's going to have your back no matter what.
And someone that recognises it
before
you crumble.
Definitely, without fail. And like I say, you know, in my previous relationship, I was definitely
the supporter.
The supporter.
Yeah.
Definitely more, But
100%. You can't and this is the trouble, is in a lot of relationships, there will be the supporter and the drainer.
Do you find, me and you are very similar, do you find that we are always the supporters?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I completely,
100%.
Yeah. But perhaps it's because we are so together.
And I can't even cope when it is my turn to be you think with the old slapped curve.
Yeah.
I had a few wobbles and
you did, yeah.
And you were so amazing, and you come round and you gave me like goodie bags and anything you could do to just try and raise me up a bit.
Of course.
And obviously I was incredibly grateful, but I hate
you hated that vulnerability.
I hate the fact I needed support.
Yeah, I know. But this is the
thing. And you're the same. Because we never need it.
No, we're exactly the same. But it's needing it when you don't realise you need it.
Exactly.
But it's somebody knowing that you need it.
For me.
Yeah.
How much I was like, I kept saying to you all the time, didn't I? I can't believe how much I needed that.
Exactly.
And you were like, I know you did.
See? And that is special.
That's because you're my bestie.
This is why. She's my bestie. She's my bestie.
I'm going to put my finger through your nose ring and we're going to be married.
Oh my God, don't you pull it out. You've got a hole in my nose. But this is the thing. We are the supporters.
Yeah.
And how nice would it be to find someone that could actually be there for us when we don't realise we're needing it.
Do you know what? I would absolutely love that to be found for you, that trait, because I think
so would
I genuinely think that one, the others are really important, the communication, the respect, the boundaries, the trust, but I think they're all things that can be found a lot easier.
Yeah.
But the support
is difficult.
The support is what takes you from a 5-year relationship to a 25-year relationship.
100%, yeah. And I think also at the same time, it would, if you find someone that is willing to support you and is always just there for you when you don't even realise that you need it, it helps you be more vulnerable. It helps you have the walls go down a bit.
It does.
Do you know what I mean? Because you think, actually, they've got my back, so I don't have to be so tough all the time.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? So it kind of works both ways, you know?
Oh, I totally agree.
But so that's a good one as well. I can't believe listening isn't on there. But I guess listening is part of the support, isn't it?
That's part of the support.
Yeah.
So I think there are lots of other bits that go into those 5.
Yeah.
But supposedly, good old Google, supposedly they are, and not just Google, you know, the amount of messages that we've had come through that are positive, like when we've been talking about all the subjects we've spoke about, and people come forward and say, you know, I find this really important.
Yeah.
And those 5 things are always the things that people are coming at us with.
I mean, I think for women especially, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I'm pretty sure that most women out there like a guy that listens. Yeah. They want to be in a relationship with somebody that listens to them.
I know a couple of men.
Do you?
And I have to say, men are often left out in the sense that people assume, because back in the day they didn't need support and they didn't need to talk about their feelings.
Yeah.
Today's a different day.
It's important everyone does.
Today is such a different day, and so many men aren't actually listened to because the woman is like always spilling their tears.
So then it goes for the support then, doesn't it?
It does.
You need that support.
And sometimes women forget that actually their men need supporting too.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. So that's a good one. Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, it's my favourite one on the list.
So. Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else we've missed with what makes it. I mean, I know with my mum and dad, they've been married 40 years. My mum and dad, and I'm always like,
it must be love.
And I always think to myself, what is it that has made my mum and dad last as long as they've lasted? I mean,
laughter.
I was now going to say they laugh. They laugh and laugh and laugh. My mum still finds my dad funny.
Oh,
you know.
And how many times have we said that?
Yeah.
Like what we would want in a man.
Yeah. And my dad still finds my mum funny. Do you know what I mean?
I find your mum funny.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I think like they spend a lot of time laughing.
Janet. Shout out to Janet, by the way.
Yeah, good old Janny. But they still laugh at each other and they still find each other funny. And I also think when we all moved out, I think it was because obviously we all moved out.
Do you know what? That is a huge transition.
Yeah.
Huge transition.
So you kind of think,
lost.
Yeah, you kind of think, my mum was a bit like, oh,
I don't know what we're all going to do when you all move out.
But my mum got a bit miserable for a while there.
Well, my mum was a bit like, I don't know what I'm going to do with like when you guys are not all there. And I said, well, you actually have to talk to Dad.
A bit unfulfilled because mums are so used to being mums.
Oh, and being needed.
And both our parents, our dads were the main breadwinners.
Yeah.
So their lives didn't really change too much, really, you know. But our mums' careers were shaped very much around bringing us up.
100%.
We were so lucky.
Yeah, definitely.
So we move out.
And I think that is
where's their purpose?
Yeah,
I don't have a purpose.
Exactly.
You do. You're a wife.
Yeah, and I think to myself that is always a good test to see.
It is
because lots of divorces happen.
That's when most of the divorces happen.
When your kids move out. But no, my mum and dad and like your mum and dad have continued on because they've still got stuff in common.
Yeah.
They don't mind sitting there together in an evening, just them two on their own or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They still have stuff in common. And do you know what?
I saw a good post on Facebook the other day. Facebook.
Go on.
And that was an older couple. Just so happened to be an older couple. And when I first looked at the picture, I thought, ugh. And it was basically the lady was sat on the sofa reading a book. Yeah. Or she was on her phone. I can't remember which one.
Probably on her phone.
Probably. Yeah. I honestly can't remember. And her feet were just rested on her husband's shoulders, who was sat on the floor in front of her. Yeah. And he was playing on the PlayStation.
Oh.
Right. So they weren't that old, but they were 40s, 50s.
Today's world, though.
Yeah. And I, just looking at the picture at first, thought, oh. And then I read it and it said, sometimes you just want to be in your own zone, but with the person you love.
That's true.
And I thought, God, that's so true. Yeah. Like, how many times? Why should it be like you're in separate rooms doing it?
Yeah. It's quite a comfort, innit, to know that you're doing your everyday, you're being you. You're doing your everyday life thing. Yeah,
if you're being you. Like, I mean, it could be 1,000 different things. We all know how much I hate a games console. Yeah, but, me too. You know, it could be Xbox, they're playing on the Xbox, but actually you might be really tired and you're just sat. I'd love to be sat there reading a book with my head in his lap.
It's always feeling comfortable enough to fall asleep, if you're with somebody in that company.
Love that.
Because you're just being you. And that's it. It's finding that person that you can just be you around. You haven't always got to be active out here doing everything. Just being in the same company as somebody.
So how were you? Just thinking about actually getting into a relationship. How were you even asked? Like,
oh God, we know, it was many moons ago, people.
Yeah, okay, you're probably not the best person, right? But, that transition of going into a relationship,
I remember clearly, it was just like, I think we just sort of said, so what's actually happening with us then? And it was like, well, I think he said something like, we're together, aren't we?
Yeah, nice.
And then I was like, are we? Because I remember being out once in the town centre and somebody said, oh, he was out with me and they said, oh, is she your girlfriend then? And I thought, oh my God, like, it's awful when somebody else asks it. And he then jumped right in and said, it's a discussion that we need to have.
Oh.
And I thought, okay.
Oh, God.
And then so it made us have to have the discussion the next day. And then I said, so what's actually going on with us then? Okay. Every girl hates asking that.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
And then he was like, well, we're together, aren't we? And and I said, are we? And I said, so I'm your girlfriend then? He's like, well, yeah. And I was like, okay then. And I said, right, from this day, I think whatever the date was, that's it.
Oh my God.
So then that's what happened. But I think it got pushed because somebody sort of said, is she your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think with
what about you?
I don't know. I think with what was I say with Rory? I know he listens. So, which was my first boyfriend. Yeah. I feel like I'm 16 again. I think he said like when we were out or doing something like well, if I can't treat my girlfriend, I think he bought me something. Yeah. Something really nice, and then he was like, well, if I can't treat my girlfriend, and then I was like, your girlfriend? He was like, well, you are my girlfriend.
Do we always wait for the guy to make the judgment? Is it always the guy's turn? I always feel it's the guy's judgment, though.
It would be for me.
But I always feel like even though you're wanting it, it's always up to the guy.
I would be really shocked if I ever said to anyone
that you're my boyfriend.
Will you be my boyfriend?
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't even use the word boyfriend now.
Can you be my boyfriend? I wouldn't. I don't think I could ask that. Like, I'm all for equal opportunities, but I mean, I don't think. Nah.
How sexist are we?
No, I don't think we could. I could do that.
I don't know.
What about your next one?
And then the other one, I think right from the word go, it was like I just want you to be mine. I want you to be mine. I really like you. And, it was always a case of, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And then it was like, well, what have we got to do? Let's go on some dates. Let's go on some dates.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
All right, we can go on some dates. And then obviously...
Just happened.
And I don't remember... Yes, I can. Yes. And he actually, very old-fashioned, then eventually said, I think we were having a meal.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know how many times I have to ask you, but I really, really
how lovely is that? Somebody being like persistent like that.
Yeah.
And you like them.
It wasn't ever like it's too much.
No, yeah, because you like him.
Because I always made it really clear at the time that I'm happy to just have a bit of fun and date and stuff. And then he actually really old fashionedly just asked me, like, I don't want to just go on meaningless dates. I actually like you, and will you be my girlfriend? And I remember thinking, oh my God, that's really old fashioned, but do you know what?
That's such a nice way.
To the point.
Yeah.
And I like to the point.
I think it's hard. I mean, I know people say, it just happened, but when does it just happen? Like, do you know what I mean? But ding, 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 ding. I can see the time. Ding, 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 ding. I know. Well,
we haven't even started.
We haven't even touched the surface, everybody, have we?
God.
So,
I just spilled my drink everywhere.
Like we said in the beginning, do we know what the score was? So
it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home.
Yeah.
Oh my God, with that, we've got to leave you guys.
We've got to leave with that. We hope you enjoyed the game, and I hope we're celebrating.
Oh my God, I hope you've all got some nasty hangovers.
Exactly, and I hope you've all gone into work late today if you're listening to this on a Monday.
Oh my God.
Anyway, guys, we will...
Keep us posted with your relationship
and
goals.
Feedback. Just give us it. Come on, bring it. Bring it to us. Let's go.